All right, Cam. So these teams are in trouble right now. I'm going to go through this list. We're going to talk about it. We'll start off with the New York Jets, 1-3. They have a chance to really right the ship here. They probably should have beaten the Chiefs. They know it. They feel that way. Zach Wilson just played maybe the best game of his career. They're going against the Broncos. If they lose this game, I think we're calling it quits on the Jets going to the playoffs, and Rodgers probably should just not come back until next year. But where are you on this?
Yeah, call Cam Newton if they don't win this game. I know Cam said he wouldn't go if there was not $5 million on the table, whatever it is, but call Colin Kaepernick, Cam Newton, whoever you want to call God, because the Jets are going to be in trouble big time if they don't win this game.
Yeah, so you and I are definitely in that boat. Jets better win against the Broncos. The other one, the Vikings here, maybe a little unfair against the Kansas City Chiefs. Although, if you haven't seen our previous, spot in this show or video, then you don't know. But I picked the Vikings to beat the Chiefs. Okay, yeah. I think they beat the Chiefs. I think they protect home field. They have not won a home game this year, which is not like them, especially in an awesome stadium like that. You owe it to your faithful there. I'm going to take the Vikings in this one, and I think if they lose this game, it's going to get pretty tough for the Chiefs. Pretty tough for the Vikings, excuse me. They're really going to need this win, I think, to carry that momentum moving forward.
Yeah, moving forward. We talk about being in trouble as in the playoff run, right? Because we're after the first quarter, so the playoff run will be tough. But I do think the Chiefs are going to win this one, right? Brian Flores versus Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid's going to win this one. The offense hasn't looked as explosive because of Eric Bieniemy's not there anymore, but I still think that the Chiefs are going to win this one because Patrick Mahomes is pissed about that win against the Jets, and Zach Wilson outperforming him. So Patrick Mahomes is going to put it to the Vikings, I think.
So 2-2 Falcons here. Good God. 2-2 Falcons here. Desmond Ridder. First off, he's in trouble. Okay, not just team. Desmond Ridder. It's all nice and everything when you go 2-0, but now you lose 2 straight. The way they looked in London, not good. Very flat. Now you're going up against the Texans team with a rookie quarterback that really has a chance to show up Ridder here. That's not a good combination here. Falcons have too good of a defense right now to go 2-3 here, and they have way too many weapons. Cam, this is a must-win for Atlanta, and to keep up the pace with the Buccaneers and the Saints, mind you, they started Derek Carr, who was hurt last week. They are going to have to 100% do that moving forward. So I'm going to say that right now. The Falcons are a must. They're in a must-win situation in week 5.
For those who are on audio and not watching, there was like a thumbs up bubble that just popped up. And Jake was like, what the heck is that?
I have no idea what's happening at this point. That's happened now multiple times. I have no idea.
That's actually really cool. Hopefully it happens to me. But no, you're right, Jake. I do think for the Falcons and Texans matchup, if Desmond Ridder does not win this one, then Taylor Heineke, I know he's licking his chops, Jake. I know he's getting ready to go. I called it before the beginning of the season. I can't wait to see Taylor Heineke start for this football team. Don't know when it's going to be, but it might be after this game if CJ Stroud shows up the Falcons for this one, because he's looking like rookie of the year right now. So we'll see what happens.
On Bleacher Report, what were we saying? The Texans, they should trade for Chase Young? That's where we're at right now. CJ Stroud has completely changed most people's opinion on the Texans, and we're only in week 5, and it hasn't even started really yet. So that's something interesting there. 1-3 New England Patriots are in trouble. If they lose to the Saints, call it. Just trade everyone. It's over. Bill Belichick, go out, tank for Caleb Williams. Go out, get your guy. Be the Popovich to the Wembanyama. Like that's where I'm at that point, because it's just not working. You don't want to keep being the 6-10, 7-9, 8-8 squad, okay? And if you lose this game, that's not where you're going. So I think they need to come out. They need to come out firing. They need to really show, hey, Bill, we got this. Otherwise, Josh Uche, guys like that, they're out the door.
They're out the door. And to be honest, Bill Belichick as well, right? At this point, It's like, hey, is he coming up on an expiration date? What does that look like? And so Mac Jones as well. At the end of the day, Jake, when you don't win, it goes from top down. And, hey, Tom Brady might have been right? He might have been the person that's been driving this organization to these wins. But the Patriots are in trouble. Full stop. Patriots are in trouble. And like you said, if they don't win this game, Jake, to the Saints, if Jameis Winston decides to step in, right? If Carr, depending on how that goes, if Jameis goes in and wins his football game, yeah, they're going to be calling for Bill Belichick's head because, quote unquote, that should not be happening. So the Patriots are going to be in trouble, Jake. And yeah, I mean, hey, there's some coaches that need head coaching positions, and why not Bill start to groom that next coach to take over this Patriots organization, because it's not looking good, big dog.
You know what else isn't looking good? My Super Bowl pick. I had the Bengals winning the Super Bowl. They're 1-3 right now. I felt pretty good coming off the win against the Rams. I mean, despite the fact I like the Rams, but it felt like, a change, move in the right direction. And then they go out and they lay a complete egg against the Titans. And I don't even think the Titans are that great. So this is not good for the Bengals. They're playing against the Cardinals and Josh Dobbs. If Joe Burrow, I don't care how hurt you are, my guy. If Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, if that's not enough, then I don't think anything is. And I don't think they're going to be a playoff team this year. I think this is just a bad year with the injuries. They have to win this game. And if they don't, then they might have to mail it in.
Yep, and similar to the Eagles, right? When Jalen Hurts wasn't getting A.J. Brown that football, Joe Burrow, he needs to get Jamar Chase the football, because he went on national TV, was like, I'm always effing open. And that's really a shout out to the quarterback and offensive coordinator. Like, hey, I love you. We played ball together at LSU, but if I don't get this football, I might not be on this team next year, right? And you talk about the Bills as well with Diggs and Allen. Love them, but if you don't get these receivers the football while they're running these routes against these defensive players and getting smacked and whatnot, if they're wide open, throw them the ball. If not, someone else will do it. So, hey, you're right, man. It's not looking good for the Bengals.
Last team in trouble, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Unfortunately, first off, Mike Tomlin wanted to make changes, got the Pittsburgh faithful all excited. The changes were not getting rid of Matt Canada. He said it'll be some schematic things. Matt Canada has to go. He's the worst offensive coordinator outside of Luke Getsy in the NFL. So the Steelers right now are in trouble, Cam. It's not good. Pickett with the bone bruise. You got Dan Moore out. I just read off the injury report off air to you. It's Pat Freiermuth. Hell, even Presley Harvin, their punter, is out. So it's not going right now for the Steelers. It's not a great sight. Offensive line looks bad. The defense is going to suffer now because they're on the field a lot because of the abysmal offense. But it doesn't matter because they have to beat the Ravens, or this could go south really quickly.
Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky, let's go. I mean, next man up. We'll see what happens, and to have your organization in those hands, it's like, all right, guys, we gotta figure this out, right? Because the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, they want to make the playoffs. They want to make a run there in the future, and they're not going to be playing games. They have a lot of guys that are hurt as well when I talk about the Ravens. So we'll see what happens. But you're right, man. The Steelers, we thought out of the draft, they had one of the better drafts. We love their picks, and they're not performing. And they're not performing. The defense on the field too long, and that's not winning football.
So the average team to this point going into week 5 haven't played a week 5 game yet, Cam. You'd have them right around probably 90 points scored. Here are the teams that I just mentioned at the bottom. The Bengals haven't scored 50 yet. They've only scored 49 points. Abysmal. The Patriots have scored 55. The Falcons have scored 62. The Jets have scored 62. And then you have what was the one that we were just talking about? The Steelers, and they've scored 62. So it's not a great time right now to be a Steelers fan. And really, at this point, you have to start to wonder whether it's fair to Kenny Pickett or not. What do you do here? Because if they're bad enough, this season, maybe you're just like, all right, let's put these guys on IR and let's just put the young guys in. Let's see what we have, because you can't just keep going kind of the Patriot way. You can't keep going 7-9, 8-8, 9-7, be competitive and not win it. Like, you have to take advantage. And I think the Steelers, who were one of the hottest teams at the end of last season, had a lot of people thinking, okay, this team is going to really emerge, and this, including myself. And now the question is, if they can't turn this thing around, albeit they're only 2-2, it's not like the end of the world. But if they can't turn this around and it starts to get ugly, you could be looking at, Shadur Sanders, Caleb Williams.
Tank for Shadur. I was literally thinking that when you were finished your thought, I was like, tank for Shadur. Have him as a backup, right? To learn from Kenny and call it a day.
I think they're kind of in that predicament. I mean, 62 points isn't acceptable, and the unfortunate thing is I'm not even really for it. I think Kenny Pickett is that guy. I think he can be that guy. I think Matt Canada is a joke. I really do. I think he's really hurting a young quarterback's ability to win this league. I think he's making him doubt himself now in his second season, and you hate to see it.
Yeah, my thing is, we talked about Shedeur Sanders. The reason being because Mitch Trubisky is now the quarterback, and we love Mitch. I just don't know if the Steelers are going to be able to win with Mitch like they can with the Caleb or Shedeur. So that's why we brought up Shedeur Sanders there.
Yeah, and maybe they go Michael Penix or somebody. I think there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks in this draft where they'll probably have their pick of the litter. But yeah, those are the teams we're worried about. Those are the teams that are in trouble. Figure it out, guys. If you don't, well, there's always next year, and we'll be talking about you a lot come draft time. Oh, boy.